They send a letter to your house, and it has a crisp dollar bill in it, maybe two.
What?
A crisp, I mean, the crispest $1 bill.
Are you watching this? Are you watching? Yeah. Are you watching this? No. You need to get with it. Are you watching this? We on a TV shit. Are you watching this? You don't wanna miss. Are you watching this? Stop canceling our shit.
Yeah, what podcast are we, Chelsea?
Yeah, you're listening to the Are You Watching That podcast. I am Chelsea,
And I'm Ellen.
and today we're going to finish our little journey.
Yes.
First, we did the history of network TV.
Yes.
Last episode was the history of cable TV. And then today we're going to talk about the history of streaming.
Yeah.
And when I was doing research on this, it was full circle moment.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a good little conclusion to our journey here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
But before we get into that,
Yeah.
tell me what you've been watching this week.
Okay, I'm just gonna go big from the top. White Lotus.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Season 3,
Mm-hmm.
Episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I love the cast.
Mm-hmm.
I want to personally shout out Amy Lou Wood. She was in Sex Education.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Netflix original series.
Yeah.
Great show. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it.
Okay.
And her character on that was so sweet, but also not revolutionary, but she did a lot, but she had a smaller role in it. It became bigger throughout the seasons. And when I saw she was getting cast on this series of White Lotus, I was like, oh, that's exciting. And then checking her out on the first episode, I love her. I can't wait to see what she does with this platform that she's given and this character that she's been given. And yeah, she's great.
Which character is she playing in White Lotus?
She is Walton Goggins' girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the British
Yes.
from Manchester.
Yes.
The British girl from Manchester.
Yep.
Yeah. And then everyone else I feel like we just know everyone else on the cast, but she was, I feel like, one of the lesser knowns that
Yes.
I wanted to point out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I have to say about it? I just love White Lotus. It's white people drama.
Mm-hmm.
It satires privilege, class, whiteness, identity, whiteness. They're white people's identity in whiteness. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait to see it unfold this season. And also, always shout out to Natasha Rothwell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've watched it.
Yes.
Tell me your thoughts.
Same. I love Walter Goggins. He was just on a couple of podcasts doing interviews, and he's like kind of weird, but not super weird. He's just living his life.
Okay. Sounds like you and
being-
me then.
Yeah, being a good actor. Parker Posey's accent really
Let's speak about it.
bothers me, and I'm very confused by it.
Is it she trying to be?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Is it character work? I mean, that is what it is. I'm giving it to. I want to give that to her.
Sure, because Lucius Malfoy, I don't remember the actor's name, her husband.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
He,
What is his name? Do I already know? No, I didn't. Yeah.
it's Isaac something.
Yeah.
First name's Isaac.
Yeah.
His accent, spot on, perfect. It's subtle,
Yes.
but it's enough.
Yes.
There's a couple words that maybe throw you out a little bit.
Yeah, and he's British, so it's
Yes.
understandable.
But it's like,
yeah,
for being British too, I'm like, oh, this
that's
is
what I'm
perfect.
saying. Yeah.
I'm very confused what the point of it is, because it seems too much and the show's so good.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, I get it. But the show is also about, like, as I said, like, the identity of white people in the white supremacy, like, in whiteness, right?
Mhm.
So is that also what she may be doing?
Maybe. Yeah.
From what we know about her character
Mhm.
and their family so far.
Mhm.
But it is a lot.
It is. Either I'll just get used to it, I think,
Yeah.
or it's going to play out in a way that makes more sense as
Yeah.
it goes on.
Yeah.
The incest that's going on so far, or that is being hinted at that will happen, is
Sorry.
it makes me very uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable. That final like scene with the brothers. I was like, what?
First I was like, wait, are they brothers? I thought they were brothers, and I was like, no, they're brothers.
Yeah.
But it's like
And
the younger brother likes his sister.
There's a lot going on.
But
I'm like,
his older brothers
I don't know.
groom him.
I don't like it. It's very bizarre.
I hope this is not what's going on in other white families.
I hope not too. I don't know. But yeah, I don't like it at all.
Is it because they're from the South?
Great
find out.
question.
Ooh,
What do you
yeah.
think about Patrick Schwarzenegger?
Oh, is that him?
Mm-hmm. Not the younger brother, the older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody did. I saw some tweet about it. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I liked him. He keeps reminding me of the guy who played Lyle Mendez in the Monsters Netflix.
Oh, I see that. I
Like
see that.
the face a little bit. Yeah,
I
it
see
looks
that.
like it's his younger brother or something.
Yeah, I get that. Maybe it looks skinnier.
But yeah, it's creepy,
It is.
and we saw his penis.
Yeah. We saw his penis? We saw his butt. We saw his... Yeah.
There's a mirror. There's a mirror.
Oh, see, I don't be looking... Yeah.
I'm looking at that background. I'm seeing what's going on.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
So he's making a statement.
Yeah. Okay. I love watching Nepo babies finally take on the big screen or the little screen, whatever you want to take it, name it, and just see what they do different from their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which we haven't talked about this, and it's very we gotta stay focused.
Yes.
Ben
we don't.
Stiller is a nepo baby, and we haven't even talked about that
Yes.
for Severance
That's
because he
so
doesn't
true.
quite feel like a nepo baby.
He doesn't. He successfully made his own way.
Yeah.
Also, he doesn't. Does he look like his dad?
Not really. And him and his dad were kind of in different spaces.
Yeah.
Also, Zoolander.
Yeah, I
So.
agree with that.
Okay. Anything else you're watching?
Yes. First of all, I do want to say this past week, I've had a life. I fucking hate it when I have a life.
It gets into
Get
TV
in the way
watching.
yes, it gets in the way of everything, and I'm like, I don't want to be doing it, and I love you all, but like, all I want is me and my TV, because I do have a list of things to watch that I want to watch.
And you're like, and I have a podcast to record. I
Yes,
have to watch this
I have
TV.
to. This is work. Like, but so I only have one other thing on my list. All of that to say, and I think I was just so frustrated because I knew I had plans like coming up and stuff that I didn't want to start on a show that had several seasons. So I saw a new show on Peacock. It's called The Hunting Party. It's a procedural. It has 2 episodes out. I don't know if they dropped it back to back, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, let me check this out. It basically, I will straight up just say it's not great. But I did like the premise, and that's why I checked it out. The premise was a facility that was holding serial killers that people had thought had been killed by the government. What's that called? Killed by the government, whatever that's called.
Oh,
They weren't killed by the government. Well, you know what I mean?
no. I'm
Death
very
sentence. Death sentence. What's that called?
Oh, okay.
Okay. They're actually put into this facility. The facility ends up blowing up. So then some prisoners escape, and then this person puts a team together to like get them back. And I think the thing that makes the show not great is it's all new actors. Like I didn't really, well, there's probably 1 or 2 that I noticed, but they have been from TV shows. They're not movie actors and like newer actors, and it's just not strong acting, and the script is maybe a little corny, but I mean it's not worth talking about for another minute, but it was a cool premise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it worth checking out? If
I'm putting my name on it, no.
Okay.
Yeah. No. That's it, really. What about you?
Well, so I want to catch up on 2 things that we've been talking about. Traitors. Did you watch this last episode?
Again, no.
There
Why?
are 2 things I want to talk about.
Yes.
And all of them revolve around Tom Sandoval. So I don't watch Vanderpump Rules. I understand he is not a good guy.
No.
Cheated on beautiful Ariana Madrick.
Yeah, shout out to
Maddox.
Love Island
Yeah.
USA. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a babe. Like,
Yeah.
how do you do that?
Yeah.
I didn't see this, okay? All I'm seeing is him on this show,
Yeah.
and I love it. I love it so much. So he was talking about how the last episode ended and how like nervous he was, and he said, "If I farted, only dogs would hear it." Like
Okay.
poetry.
Yeah.
And then they do this competition, and he's part of it, and it's very confusing, but you have to sing as part of it, and he has this musical career.
Mm-hmm.
He starts taking this challenge so seriously, but everybody else is just looking for their badges, like the
Yeah.
shields or whatever.
Yes, to be safe.
But he's trying to get the money to add to the pot because you
Yeah.
get $5,000 for everyone you get right, and he's the singer. So you see him just like taking it so seriously, and everybody's making fun of him. But he carries the game. He gets all of them right.
Okay.
And, like, everybody's just knocking him down so much.
Yeah, it's just because they love Ariana so, like, the reality TV
Yeah.
watcher landscape love her so much, and what he he done her real dirty. But from bits I've seen of him, I agree. I'm not that attached to Ariana, so I can see how he's entertaining.
He's so like,
Yeah.
I love that they put him on there. That
Right.
he's just such a perfect comic relief, but he's actually good at the game too, and
Yeah.
like taking it seriously.
Yeah.
He's just very goofy. So
Yeah. Well, how many episodes in are we on that? Do you know?
7, 8 maybe.
Okay, so the contestants is it dwindling down? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I finally got caught up on Paradise.
Yes.
Ooh, actually, I watched episode 4. I haven't watched episode 5 yet.
Yes. What's episode? Well, I don't know if we want to do that. Do we want to like speak on exactly what happens on an episode?
No,
Okay.
we don't have to,
Okay.
especially right now because there's a lot going. This show's
Exactly.
like building up speed.
Yeah.
That show is so corny,
Don't say that.
but I love it, and I think I can't figure out what it is though because the Billy character is just he's not selling it for me.
No.
And I think it's the actor though,
Yeah.
because the lady Sinatra,
Yeah.
I love her as the villain,
Yeah.
and I think her lines are a little the way they're written
Yeah.
are a little flat, but she's delivering them
Yes.
so well.
So well, yeah.
And same with
Does she have a bit
Sterling,
of an accent? Am I tripping?
maybe a little bit.
Okay. I don't think she's an American.
No, I
American
don't.
actor.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think
That's
she is.
yeah.
And then Sterling K. Brown, he's delivering his lines great. So
Yeah.
I think it's some of the lines are a little flat. The character are not
Delivering.
delivering
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
The main ones that need to are currently.
Yes.
So there's just moments that I'm like, man,
Billy.
that was cheesy.
Yeah.
That was
Billy delivers as if he's on a CW show.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It's a little. But I'm excited to watch episode 5.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna keep with it.
Is episode 5 today? Yeah.
No, it came out last week. There's another one that.
Okay.
Well, no.
Episode 5 is today.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're caught up.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
I get
Yeah,
confused, especially when they say that there's the next episode. I don't look to see if it says.
Yeah.
If it's
what
out
if
yet or
what
not.
yeah, exactly. I agree.
Until
Or even
it's
what
on.
episode it is. I'm just watching.
Okay, 2 other shows want to mention, and then a stand-up.
Yes.
Apple Cider Vinegar on Netflix.
I've heard things about the show. It's on my list.
Watch it. It was great. I binged it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Anna Delvey one?
It's better than that one.
Oh wow.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think the ending fell a little flat,
Yeah.
but I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I watched the trailer for it.
hmm
You know, Australian. The accent on the trailer was a bit too strong for me.
Mm.
Now, I other people are saying it's okay, but I can tell she is putting on an accent.
Have you seen the interviews with the actual girl?
No, I have not. I'm just going off the Australian accents I know in my life.
I think if you watch those interviews, it might make a little bit more sense why she's doing it that way.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you. It's
Yeah.
a little much, but this girl, her in the interviews,
She's a little much.
yes.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
but so yeah, compare them.
Okay. Yes, I have that on my list. I had family over this weekend, and one of my cousins watched it, and she was like, "You need to watch that show." So,
I think it's 6 episodes.
yeah.
Easy to watch.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't write anything down about it except
Do you want to tell people the premise?
so it's following this girl, Bella Gibson, who cons people out of their money.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, men murder people, women con people out of their money.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, true.
Next thing I watched,
Yeah.
Love is Blind, season 8.
Yes.
I watched all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy. What did I write down? One, they are really making sure that you notice that the cast is eating. Because you remember they had those allegations that they like weren't allowed to sleep or eat.
Really?
Yeah, from
Okay.
a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
So there's like multiple scenes where there's like this huge spread of food, and
Oh, wow.
they talk about like, oh, I'm gonna go take a nap.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm like,
funny.
I know what you're doing here.
Right, like the
I see through
FCC
that.
like on your asses or something.
I guess so the 6 episodes are out. The next one that comes out on Friday will be after the pods. So
Okay.
it's all the pod episodes, which
Right. That's how they usually
most
do.
boring. I could feel my brain cells dying
Yeah.
by the second.
Yeah.
I feel this way every time, but when I watch it again, I'm reminded when they meet each other, I just think that's the most awkward. If that was me,
It's like that is a part, if you're telling me sign up for the show, as we've talked about, that's the part where I'm like, I don't know if I could do that part. I could do all of it but that.
it's somebody that I think they legitimately have fallen in love with.
Yeah.
You meet them for the first time, they do not look the way that you thought they were gonna look.
Yeah.
And then they're touching you
And,
and
like,
maybe trying to kiss you.
Maybe they're super excited because they're punching above what they usually could. It's so bad.
And then the cameras are there.
Yes.
I would look at that camera and I'd be like, please don't. I can't imagine. I think too, it felt like in the first season it was a little bit more genuine.
Yeah.
I feel like now when people are going on it, because the first guy that proposes, he's like, do you want to get engaged with me? Not do you want to marry me? So I feel like they're not taking it as seriously as they did in the first couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And so when they meet, it's little, I don't know. It doesn't.
Still figuring each other out.
Yes.
Not really like this is a marriage.
100%, yeah.
I feel you.
So
Which defeats the whole purpose of it. It's not like a love is dating. It's like
Mhm.
literally love is blind. Like,
Yeah.
this is marriage. Yeah.
I'm
That's
trying to
insane.
think. All the characters are about the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen a couple of tweets on it. I'm definitely gonna check it out as soon as we walk out of here. That's like the first on my list to binge tonight. I'm excited as I usually am. I know there are characters on there that want to make you shoot the male species and also want to make you shake females or women or whatever you want. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah. I want you to catch up so that next week we can chit chat about some of the people.
It. Yeah. I do have a question. So far, is it worse or better than last season?
It's not as good
Okay.
from the get go,
Yeah.
but Mexico's where we really get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
And if production misses those dramatic scenes like they did last season, I'm gonna be so mad. So hopefully they
Really do something.
mhm,
Yeah, I agree.
when they get there.
Okay. I actually hear it's not as good because people are pretty sensible this
Mhm.
time around.
Yeah, there's one girl which they don't show, or woman that they only show talking to the other girls who's like 42 that's on there.
Oh, wow. Dang, I think that's maybe the oldest,
Mhm.
at least women we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she didn't get any screen time, so but
Okay.
she was on there.
Yeah. Good for her, regardless. Okay. Love is Blind. Definitely checking that out.
Yeah, everybody should watch it.
As you should.
And then last night we watched Langston Kerman's stand-up Bad Poetry. Have you seen it?
Yes. You know I love Langston.
I was laughing so hard I could not breathe.
Yeah.
I couldn't catch my breath in between jokes.
Yeah.
It was so
So good.
good.
I saw him I've seen him twice now, like in person. For the first time I saw him was 2022, maybe three. And when I tell you, like, could not breathe, he's just so smart with his joke telling and storytelling that it's incredible, and the vulnerability in it as well. And also, he's also just like a regular dude who, yeah, it's just incredible. I love him.
And I think, again, the pace that he tells the jokes, it's not that they're too fast, but you can't stop laughing. There's not a moment where you're like, okay, let's take it down for, maybe there's like 2 moments.
Yeah.
Let's regroup. And
Yeah.
it's just, your cheeks hurt.
Yeah.
I loved it. Everyone should watch it.
Yeah.
It's 50 minutes, Netflix,
Yeah. It's called
Bad Poetry.
Bad Poetry because he has a poetry degree. Yeah. He's a cool guy. I'm obsessed with him, and that's all I will say.
Yeah.
On this matter. Is there anything I want to say about him? No, he's one of my favorite comedians, and he's also like really well respected. He works with John Mulaney. He works with everybody, truly, on all aspects, like sides of comedy.
Yeah, I think that I've known of him for a little bit. I think he is getting more FaceTime
Yeah.
in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And so I think that's growing his notoriety, like how he's being recognized, at least by people in general,
Yeah.
consuming his stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
I love him.
he's
I
great.
will say, final thing to say about him, since you mentioned stand-up, that's A-okay because it's Langston, so I'll always allow that. But TV show-wise, he has a TV show on Peacock. I don't know if I've talked about it. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. It got 1 season. Lorne Michaels executive produced it, and I don't know how they got. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know how they got him to sign on board on it. It's called Bust Down.
Okay.
And I'm enunciating so everyone understands. Bust Down. Check it out on Peacock, even though we won't get a second season. It's so funny. It has Langston, Kermit, Sam. Let me just look up the cast real quick.
Wait, does it have Sam,
Yes. I think.
what's his face from Veep?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Sam Richardson. That
Yeah.
would have been really good.
I was like, are you telling me those two were together?
No, Sam J.
Oh, also love
Yes.
Sam J.
Yeah. Chris Redd, Jack Knight, Freddie Gibbs, and Dominique Perry. It's just so good. It's very black, but very funny. Like, still very relatable.
When did it come out?
Not very black, but 22,
Okay.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2022. I found it randomly, and I was in a relationship at the time, and I think I watched the first episode, or maybe we found it, but we just binge watched the whole thing because all the episodes are out. And when I tell you, you don't stop laughing from start to finish. The bits, they use their first names as their characters.
I love that.
And you can tell it was just like those group of friends. So it's Jack, Langston, Sam, and Chris. I believe, I haven't looked into writing credits or anything like that, but I choose to believe it was just them sitting down and just writing bits and things and just being like, let's just let this roll. And it's incredible and worthy of a shout out every single time.
I'm going to go home and watch that tonight.
Please do.
Quick, I don't want this to be a celebrity gossip podcast,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
did you ever hear the rumor about Chris Redd and Kenan Thompson's wife?
No.
I never looked into it, okay? So I could be getting all this wrong, and I'm just telling this dramatic story for nothing. But
Yeah.
Kenan and his wife got divorced a couple years ago, and what was being said is either it was because Chris Redd was sleeping with his wife, or after they got divorced or separated, then she started.
Yeah.
Which, look, he's funny.
He's funny.
He's not the most attractive guy, though.
Okay, I'm not gonna say too much on that either, because if I were to run into him, I would hook up with him. But I'm not spoiling my chances. But his humor. Let me not say too much because I was just gonna shit on my chances. But comparing him to Kenan, they're the same.
Yeah.
In attractiveness,
Yes.
right? So, yeah.
Also, I'm assuming, because you said you were in a relationship when you watched that show, did you just break up with your boyfriend so you could Barry
if he was one of them,
Yeah.
I wish.
You're like, oh, I could have that.
Right,
Cool.
right. We saw the show, then I saw that he was coming to Atlanta to do a stand-up, and I was like, you know what? The timing of all this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Good.
I also ended up seeing Chris Red live after watching that. Like, I try to watch everyone do their stand-up after I watched that show, because I was like, you could just tell what their minds consist of through what they came up with. And I do also want to quickly add that Jack Knight, one of the leads in the show, passed away. This is weird. Yeah, he just chose to no longer be with us during it, and that's why we will never get a second season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Sad.
but what he brought to the show was incredible. And I still think people should check it out because, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm excited about it now. I got
Yeah.
something else to watch.
Yeah.
All right, nominations.
Adam Scott.
All right.
Adam Scott, you worked for it in that episode 5 of Severance, season 2, episode 5. I think that is exactly the episode they'll submit. I don't know what's coming up. I don't need to know what else is coming up. That was incredible. Deserved. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it was so far in the season, it's been leading up to. He's been, it's good performances. It's what we know of him. But that performance in that episode was really incredible.
I agree.
Yeah, and he deserves it. Mm-hmm. Definitely nominated. Not sure if he'll win, but definitely he will get nominated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you?
I'm officially putting Tremel Tillman, but I want him to do supporting actor for drama, just like all together.
Yeah,
Not a specific episode. Like,
just
I-
this season.
and I think he needs to win it multiple times somehow, or be nominated
Like
multiple
Golden
times.
Globe,
Yes.
Emmys,
Or the-
critics, maybe stuff
But
like that.
he's nominated like 2 or 3 times in the Emmys for the same category, so
That would be
increases
funny.
his chances of winning. That's
Yeah.
not how that works. But
That's funny.
and I think I'm still watching The Pit and haven't narrowed that one down.
Yeah.
Maybe Severance has best drama as well, but I need to see how the season ends before I can.
Severance?
Yeah, Severance.
okay.
Because I'm trusting them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I get
don't
you.
know.
I get you. They've been duds. Yeah, I get you. I agree.
so
I agree.
that's where I'm standing.
So just the Tremel Tillman, or was there some? I feel like you just missed. Oh, The Pit.
Yeah, because I think too I'm going to nominate that
Oh,
one,
okay.
but I still haven't decided what I think it should be nominated for.
Okay.
And that one's more of just a prediction, less I think it should be.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because sometimes those just
I
how it'll
get
be.
you. I will say for The Pit, I told someone to watch it just to see if I'm not watching it in the right perspective. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, is it really shit, or
Yeah.
or am I just not? Am I not the audience for it? So I want to come back next week and let you guys know.
Yeah. I think it's the show.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I don't.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah. You know.
And I also say that it's not usually my type of show that I watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go for like the medical dramas often, and procedurals I do like, but again, like you really like them.
Yeah.
They're not my go-tos.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's why I'm really disappointed in it, because
Mm-hmm.
I love medical dramas and I love procedurals. So
that's why I think it's the show.
yeah,
All right, are you ready to talk about the history of streaming?
I am.
Okay.
I very much am.
I have a timeline. It is a lot shorter than the other one, and
Sense, we're very new into the world of it.
exactly. So then I kind of pulled some other data that we can talk. This is data driven.
Okay.
We did, when we talked about the history of network TV, we found out that with TV, 1960, 90% of the households had a TV.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, let's think about telephones and how that correlates.
Yes.
So it's a little hard because, okay, when are we talking, like, when's the definitive, when was the telephone invented, when was the TV invented kind of thing?
Right.
So what I did is I'm going to say that the telephone became mainstream around 1900, 1915. So 1900, the first coin-operated telephone was installed.
Okay. Dang.
In 1915, Alexander Graham Bell made the first coast-to-coast call.
Okay.
So we're building up to, like, it being a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't until 1957 that 75% of houses had,
TV.
which that is 3 years before 1960 when 90% of houses,
Dang.
right?
Yeah. Okay, also telephones, we're talking home phones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dang. And this is US. Or not sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
We'll
it
say
is
that,
because I think,
Yeah, we'll just say it is.
which I guess if it might make a little sense in that telephones required wires.
Mm-hmm.
You had to have a physical telephone line running to your house. So if you have a lot of rural America,
Mm-hmm.
they're not running those. Like, there's still a lot of rural America that doesn't have internet because of that.
Yeah.
But at TV, it was broadcast over the air. You didn't need, if you weren't, if you're just doing network TV, you didn't need a cable out to
Yeah,
your
that's
house.
true. That's true. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that had something to do with it.
Yeah, like the accessibility of it all. Yeah.
But TVs also were like super expensive.
It is, and it's not a bigger. It is a bigger device. Telephone is smaller,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think the wiring of it all may have something to do with it. Now, did you have for home phones? Okay, for network TV, did you have to pay? No,
Mm-mm.
right?
You just need the digital antenna
Yeah,
or a copper wire hanging out on the back of your TV.
and that is all. For telephones, minutes.
Mhm.
Was that also part of home phones?
I think originally, yeah.
Right. So I feel like also maybe the cost of it
Mhm.
was,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you have to pay for your telephone line to get
Yeah.
if you still have one now. Which
Yeah.
some people do.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do not. I used to, but
Do your parents?
they do. I know my parents' home phone number, but I don't know if it's connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think mine technically have one.
Yeah.
The last time I heard it ring was
Yeah, exactly.
15 years ago.
Yeah. Exactly that. Like, don't even know.
And so we're going to revisit these numbers though after we get into the streaming because
Okay.
again, full circle. This was actually really interesting. I was like going through this, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
seeing stuff.
Okay.
So we're starting. We need to keep in mind that the limiting factor for streaming on the internet was the internet's bandwidth and like capability, right? And
Yes.
infrastructure, because that is also something that you needed to have wires to.
Yeah.
And we didn't get fiber optics until later.
Yeah.
So in 1993, this band called Severe Tire Damage
Okay.
was the first group to perform live on the internet.
Wow.
Yeah.
93?
Yeah.
Okay. When was it?
Well,
I was gonna.
so,
Do you know what I was gonna ask? When was the internet invented?
well, in the like, depends on what you're talking about the internet. 70s, 80s.
Okay.
Earlier than that, I think when you think of internet,
No, I'm talking like computer. www. Dot. Yeah.
I would say 80s to
Okay.
90s
Okay.
is like when it was popularized
Okay.
within households.
Okay. Dang.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because did you watch that Hulu show about Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson, their sex tape? It's actually really good. You should watch it.
I will.
And it made me love Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
I just never really looked into her very much.
Yeah.
She's just, especially now too, she seems like she's just such a sweet person
Yeah.
who happens to be hot. And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm from Canada. Yeah, pay me.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll get fake boobs. Sure.
Sure, yeah.
It's providing me a life that I can have a family. All she wants. Anyway.
Yeah.
So in that show, which takes place also in the early 90s, the internet's a huge factor into this because that's how their sex tape got distributed. But they had to have infrastructure for it, and online pornography was just becoming really popular
Oh wow.
around that time,
Oh,
which I think it
wow.
was about 1993-ish.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. That's interesting. Fun fact about Pamela, not even a fun fact, but I watched The Hills
Mhm.
and then they did a revamp of it of like them older, so like Brody, Adriana, all them, and they had Pamela and Tommy's son on it. And there was a couple of scenes where he went to her house and you saw her, and that I was like, oh my gosh, she's so sweet, and he loves his mom so much, and it was just like the most cutest thing ever.
You should follow her on Instagram if you don't. She lives, I think, in Canada with this like beautiful farmhouse, and she just bakes bread and
Yeah, I believe
just
it.
living a very ideal lifestyle.
Yeah,
Okay, so then we get to 2000. I'm had a milestones here.
yeah.
Industryview.com launched its world's largest streaming video archive. So this is we're starting to get videos that are on demand.
Yes.
People are doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much people are consuming this, but it's starting to become a thing.
Okay.
2005 is when YouTube was founded.
Yes.
Started getting really big in 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
2007 is when we have Netflix doing their streaming library.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that at the end of
Last.
network TV.
Yeah.
Kind of went through that because I kind of stopped there.
Yeah.
And that same year is when Hulu launched. And so it was, I didn't remember this, it was by NBC and Fox.
Okay.
So the way Netflix offered a streaming library, so they had shows that were already out that you could watch whole seasons.
Yeah.
But Hulu, and it still is this way, but what it was doing is it was taking shows that were airing on TV and then putting them online to stream the next day.
Yes.
So it was connecting the two.
Yeah.
Which I think is really smart if you think business wise. They were taking, okay, Netflix is getting that part handled. Let's do something that's a little bit more unique.
Yeah.
In 2011 is when we get Amazon Prime.
Oh wow.
And it was an add-on perk, right?
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, oh, if you're already paying for this service, then here's all this other video.
Yeah.
And it was fine. They had some stuff on there. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, it was free, then
Yeah. I don't think was it originally just like an archival streaming?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Like all of them were.
And then we get to 2019. That's when we get Disney Plus. In 2019, that's also when we get Apple TV Plus. I thought it was earlier than that.
No, that makes sense.
I thought it was like 2017, so I guess not. but-
Okay. Yeah.
Or 18.
Yeah.
And then they have when I Googled history of streaming, every single website talked about 2019 was the start of the streaming wars. So it's when we kind of got like all of these streaming platforms were out and they were all competing. So it's when people were finally realizing, oh, this was supposed to solve one of my problems, and now I have a bigger problem because I have all these, all these shows are at different places.
Yeah.
And then the internet also said that like there wasn't a conclusion to talking about the streaming wars. It's just like it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think it is still, to be honest.
So yeah, it's a pretty short list. I also kind of just focused on the big streaming because obviously you have Tubi, you got the Pluto TV, you got
All newer too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Roku, like you got all this other stuff, but these are like the big hitters.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because I know that streaming is new for about 20 years, even really less than 20 years. But it's become such an important thing. I mean, and people are adapting it so quickly as well.
Yeah.
If I couldn't stream TV, I'd be so sad.
I would too. I think it's starting off as I just keep saying like archival. I feel like you used a different word, but if it's starting off that way was such a game changer because when I was writing down my notes for this episode, I was like, okay, we started off with pirating, right? Like torrents and all that stuff and creating our own archives. And then I guess these executive owners of these streaming companies realized, no, we could just create a whole platform where people don't have to download anything and just subscribe and access it this way. And I think that was a huge game changer. Yeah.
Yeah, because the only other option too is having all those disc DVD sets.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I
Yeah.
have those for sure.
Or like a hard drive,
Uh-huh.
which I had that. Yeah.
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 What I guess do I want to get there now? Yeah, because I wrote it here, so I think it's important.
Yeah.
So I looked at these numbers, right? So we were looking at how quickly people adapted to the telephone and how quickly people adapted to TV. And we'll get into a little bit more specifics, but only 18% as of 2024 households solely rely on streaming for TV.
That makes sense.
Really? I thought it'd be a
It's-
higher number.
It is very low. 18% is very low. If you think about 90% have TV in their household.
Exactly.
18% don't. but also I feel like there's a lot of ways the number gets undercut. People sharing their usernames, right? Um, yeah, I said a lot, but I think that maybe just that one
Well,
bit.
and also what they were saying is that it is people. A lot of people stream. It's not that, but it's that people will stream content and they will watch cable TV and they'll watch network TV. They do like all three
Yeah.
combined, and it's not solely streaming.
Okay, so the solely streaming number is 18%. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes even more sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that. Or I guess in relation to the percentage of people adapting to new technology, something that has really revolutionized what we're doing.
Yeah.
The telephone, 70% of people, I mean that was several years later. The
Yeah.
TV though was pretty quick at
Yeah.
90%.
Yeah.
And yes, we're only 20 years into it, but only 18% are
That's pretty slow. But I will say, since it's only 20, like less than 20 years into it, I think that people who really have pioneered streaming is millennials.
Mhm.
Because I had to put my parents onto streaming. I don't know about you. Your parents seem very like more hip. is the right word.
I'll add another note to it at the end as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say if then we're talking just millennials, like the oldest millennial I believe is like 40 something. Economy's been so hard on our generation and the younger ones. I feel like if those things start to add up, you can see where the 18% solely on streaming comes to play. And because of that, like the older generations, I mean, my parents still have cable and network TV and stuff like that, so they have all three. And when I think about it, I would say I know for sure my Gen Z cousins, I mean they pay for their own subscriptions, right? So yeah,
And I don't think
I don't think they know what cable is.
I don't think they watch live TV.
No, yeah, yeah, very true. I don't think they do.
I don't
I don't think they do.
My youngest sister, she didn't even really like watching TV.
Yeah,
Blows my mind. I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
listen, I don't want to start, generation wars, but it's that and how they like intake music is very bizarre to me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's all. And they don't drink or do drugs. I'm like, what are you doing?
what are they doing? But that's a different podcast.
Yeah. So then what I wanted to do was look at pricing.
Yes.
Okay. Because we started off in a nice, affordable place.
Yes.
And we are not there anymore.
At all.
So the pricing that I have is, I'm going to say standard with no ads. Because that's where we started, right?
Yeah.
That's where we all wanted to be.
Yeah.
So Netflix in 2007 started at $7.99.
Mm-hmm.
And then right now, for standard no ads, do you want to guess how much it is?
I'm just gonna say $24.99.
All right, it's $17.99.
Okay.
$24.99 or something like that is for premium, so you get 4K, more users.
Okay. That sounds right.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like
That's standard premium or whatever.
okay. So from 7 to 17
Yeah, so we got a $10 increase.
from 2007,
Yeah.
which is over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm doing math. Yeah.
And then Hulu. So, and I had to double check this because I was like, I remember Hulu was free.
Wow.
There were ads.
Yeah.
So, but it was free.
Oh.
It was free for the longest time.
What?
And then I think the next step, and I didn't write this down, but it was okay. You could get ad free for $4.99,
Okay.
like in 2011 or something.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
standard, no ads, not live streaming, is $18.99.
Dang.
Yeah.
Standard, no ads.
Yes.
Oh,
which-
no ads. Okay.
What I need to double check is I think that includes Disney Plus.
I feel like it does because I think that's what I was paying.
I think so.
Yeah.
So that is an added, that's,
Yeah. And ESPN is like Disney Plus and ESPN.
I think so, yeah.
That bundle. Yeah. Okay.
Then we have Amazon. It also started as free.
Yeah. That I do remember.
You did have to have a Prime membership.
Yes.
I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't have Amazon Prime Video, so
Wow, she's better than us all. She just took a shit on every single person.
Okay,
That's incredible.
Here's the thing.
Hmm.
I really was. I boycotted Amazon for a year. I refused. I was like, they're not getting my money. I will order it directly from the store.
Yeah.
And I had gotten really lax with my bills, and I was going through to see like where I was spending my money, and I saw a $17.99 charge from Amazon. I was like, that's weird. I didn't order anything from Amazon.
Yeah.
Go to look, I've been paying for Amazon Prime and Amazon Prime Video for a whole year.
What?
Yes.
How?
I think I'd done like a free trial, and because you remember there for a while they were tricking you into
Yeah,
like,
they were. They were.
I was
They
like,
absolutely were.
my whole boycott is
No.
void at this point. Ugh. Anyway,
Listen, Jeff wins again. He will continue to win.
I know.
Unfortunately, unless, let me not. They're listening.
So we had free, and now you still have to pay for Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's $139 a year or $14.99 a month, and then you have to pay $8.99 for Amazon Prime Video.
Okay. This makes so much sense because actually last week I was looking at my memberships, whatever, subscriptions, and I saw an $8.99 charge. I was like, but where is this coming from? I pay for Prime, so why?
Also, why do you pay for Prime? You don't get that package in 2 days, do you? Do you?
I do
Okay.
actually. But
I don't.
actually I ordered when it's today. No. Okay. Yeah, I just used it. I was like, I ordered something today and it's coming Thursday. But so that's 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe Chattanooga's a smaller city. Now I'm shitting on Chattanooga, but I don't
we
think
have
so.
Amazon distribution.
Right. Yeah, that's
Right
true.
over there.
Yeah.
Although everything comes from Kentucky, so
Yeah. I don't know. I also just like convenience.
it is.
my
That is the
biggest
only
weakness.
thing. I've gone back. I got Amazon gift cards, so I'm like, you know what? It's easier, and I don't have to go
Yeah.
to the store. So
Yeah, I'm doing way better this year though. We're only in February.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever that means, but I'm doing better without
So-
using it.
Then we got Apple.
Mm-hmm.
It started at $4.99,
Mm-hmm.
which that was in 2011, so we have smaller growth.
Okay.
And then now
It was never free
no.
if you had like an Apple. Okay.
Mm-mm. Now they do their like 7-day promotionals
Yeah.
for free. You get free Apple TV if you get like a new computer or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if you already have,
Yes.
if you've gotten your free thing, which I like. They're
Yeah.
not, oh, you've already done your free trial. Netflix got rid of their free trial.
They did. They don't do that at
Which is
all.
Horseshit.
Yeah.
I
People shit on Netflix a lot, and I try to be like, not too much on Netflix. You know, they like started this all. They gave us so much.
but
Whatever.
they're taking
But
advantage of us.
They are. I agree now. I'm on board. You know, whenever you guys want to take to the streets, I'll be there. I agree. They are. It's ridiculous at this point.
I have a section where we can dissect our preferences, so
Okay.
because I have more thoughts.
Okay.
And then Peacock, which that came out. Did I write? Oh, so Peacock was 2020.
Okay.
I forgot.
That's
Yeah.
very new.
And HBO Max came out, but you could stream HBO shows before that. So I couldn't figure out when HBO had like their own app to stream content. from.
Yeah. They didn't have that on the internet.
I was very confused by the information they were giving me, so I didn't want to have false information.
Okay.
This is a very factual podcast here.
Yeah.
So Peacock started. Technically, they had a free option when it
Okay.
came out.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was $9.99 for no ads,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's $13.99.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had a free option up until 2023.
Oh wow.
Because I remember I used the free option, and then with Spotify, I think you got
Mm-hmm.
like with maybe if you're a student, you got discounted Spotify, cheap Hulu, and cheap Peacock. Or
I definitely think
something.
Spotify and Hulu were doing something.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Yeah.
So, and then what I did is I looked at, okay, what are these services offering? What do these give us? Are we getting our money for it?
Yeah.
We can go into a little bit more detail, but first to evaluate that,
Mhm.
I looked up what's the number one original show that's been on these streaming services.
Okay.
Do you want to guess Netflix?
Okay. So I looked up, and this is not going to derail you, but this helps. I looked up like the first shows
Okay.
of each
Okay.
streaming service, original shows.
Yeah.
So the number one show. What was your question? Number one show on
Netflix, like ever, the most watched show.
currently?
Yes, as of 2024, the end of 2024.
Okay, I want to say either House of Cards or Orange is the New Black.
Squid Game.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was by a good amount, which I think
Wow.
because it has a more international.
Yeah, yeah.
And it came out like during COVID.
COVID. That's
so,
oh yeah. So people were at
Yeah.
home having to
I'm surprised
watch.
it was a Tiger King, but
That's also incredible because it was subtitles and
pretty recent too.
yeah, but more so to the fact that people can't read nowadays. I'm impressed, everybody.
Well,
that
you
was my
can
wow.
Watch it with
Dubbed. That's
which
true.
is so bad.
That is so bad.
That was the default, and I was like, I can't do this.
I can't at all. Like I tried because you try and no.
Give me my
never.
subtitles. I can read those.
Yeah, exactly. That is incredible. That is incredible. Wow. Especially considering it's so new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hulu's is Handmaid's Tale,
Okay.
which did you watch that?
I did. Yeah.
Did you watch all of it?
No. It's on its final season.
I got to think season 4. It was just hitting a little too close to home. for
Exactly.
comfort.
I literally wrote down, I stopped like season 3 and it's, TV is an escape and
It was no longer.
it was no longer.
And when June just started making really stupid decisions
Yeah.
to be the bigger, better person,
Yeah.
I was like,
You lost me. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
survival.
Right.
Amazon, when I Googled it, it said it's hard to tell. So it listed like their top most popular shows, which now currently is Beast Games. Have you heard of this? Mr. Beast and
did.
it's kind of like Squid Game-ish.
Yeah, Mr. Beast was a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I feel about him.
Just another white man. Don't
The other one is Invincible, which I had never heard of. It's a cartoon. Have you watched it? Or
I have not, but every guy watches it. I swear to you. I swear to you.
never heard
Tell
of it.
your husband to tune in.
Okay.
He will never tune out.
I think it's X-Men adjacent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it came out around the same time The Boys was out.
oh, okay.
Something like that. And that was, yeah.
Okay. Reacher, which I
Yeah.
heard was not that good.
It's not great.
And then Lord of the Rings, the
Oh, wow.
whatever
Is that,
it's called.
did that get canceled, though?
It had a second season.
Yeah.
I didn't watch. I watched the first season. It is a very pretty show to watch. It
It's a
is,
pretty movie to watch, too.
but it requires so much knowledge
Yeah.
of the Lord of the Rings universe that I do not have. We started watching the first episode, and my husband was like, okay, actually, for you to understand this, I need you to watch the last 30 minutes of the second movie. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I've seen the second movie at some point.
Yeah.
I'll just figure it out.
Okay.
And I didn't really figure it out, so I lost interest.
So it requires recall for the movies.
I think even the books and like the Silmarillion book, which is like the
Yeah.
footnotes.
Yeah,
Lord of
that's
the Rings, more or
crazy.
less. Yeah.
I guess they did have such a big fan base though that even if you made a TV show.
And technically, it's not a Lord of the Rings licensed show.
Ah.
So they have to kind of make up their own characters and stories.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not real characters from the story, but they are, but they're not.
That's bizarre.
I know.
I'm surprised people are tuning in.
You're surprised?
Oh, I mean, I guess they're
The Lord of the
breadcrumbs.
Rings?
I
Yeah.
guess like they'll just accept anything for.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Wow.
Apple, they said as of, I guess, 2024 was Masters of Air, which is that miniseries with Austin
Do you
Butler.
know one person who's watched it?
No. So I don't
Okay.
know. They also they didn't have a very definitive answer
Okay.
either, but they said as of December 2024.
Yeah.
Which, have you watched that?
I have not. I have no plans to.
I'm curious about Austin Butler.
I love him.
I
Carrie Diaries, CW. Don't know if anyone watched that.
forgot he was in.
Yes, I love him.
How did we not talk about that when we were talking?
I know. True. I know.
There were some other shows that popped in my head. I was like,
Why? Yeah. So we have this. We can always come back.
yes. Middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it, but Apple, they have so many things that I actually have not watched or heard of,
Mm-hmm.
and they have movies too,
Mhm.
but they also don't have that much as well,
Yeah.
so
Their catalog is still very You can consume it.
Yeah.
Yes, so not be overwhelmed. They're getting way more into the movies now too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say Masters of Air, their cast is really good. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, this might be something I'm interested in. I'm just not interested in the story of it all.
Okay.
Yeah, could care less.
And then,
But please let me know. Let us know.
okay, yeah, whenever I get to it, it's not a high priority.
Okay.
And then on
But-
Peacock,
Uh-huh.
what were we going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, Masters of Air just does not seem real to me because Ted Lasso, and even if we're not doing Ted Lasso, the almighty, what was the first show of that streaming?
Squid Game?
Of Apple TV.
Oh, the morning show?
The morning show. Yeah, I'm shocked that Masters of Air would be
Mm-hmm.
those two.
That's what the internet said. I didn't,
Yeah, fact check.
or dig deep
Yeah,
beyond that.
that one.
Peacock is The Day of the Jackal.
I believe it.
That one made sense to me. I'm a little surprised because it's a newer show,
Yeah.
but it's won awards.
Yeah.
You've talked really highly of it.
Yeah.
It is one of those shows that I knew Drake would want to watch with me, so I'm waiting until we can watch it together.
Yeah. Good.
But that one made sense.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
But again, it's pretty new, so that it threw me off a little bit. Let's see. Let me just go through a couple more facts and then we'll do the questions and we can kind of
Okay.
where that leads us. I visited Nielsen's website. Have you ever done a Nielsen survey?
Never.
I've done probably 10.
Okay.
Here's how it works. You cannot request to do them.
Okay.
They send a letter to your house and it has a crisp dollar bill in it, maybe two.
What?
The crispest $1 bill you've ever seen. And it says, here's your dollar. You can keep it. If you fill out this form, we'll send you $2 more.
Whoa.
So what do I do? And what they wanted you to tell them is what TV you're watching, like network TV you're watching.
Okay.
And guess what? I wasn't watching any. So I'm just like, none.
And they still sent you the two?
And you still get the $2.
Wow, look at that. What
And
an
then-
organization.
And I think the next time they sent me $5.
Whoa.
And I had to keep a diary.
Yeah.
So it was like a longer, and then I got $10 after I turned it in.
Wow.
And then this last time, it was for radio. I don't listen to the radio.
Yeah.
I do listen to sometimes the Kid Craddock morning show, but I'll like stream it.
Yeah.
So I'm not listening to the radio. My husband doesn't.
Yeah.
So got $20 for that though. Filled out my little
What?
survey.
Okay, so I was gonna say, for the network TV they don't just send that to everybody.
No,
So they have to have an inkling that you have that set up.
no. Probably based on the area.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get various demographics.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of just crapshoot.
Okay.
Which I was like, how do they send out all this money?
That's
Where
what
do
I'm
they-
saying.
Then I was like, well, they have all this data. This is where I need to get my numbers from. They got it. And so I was like, where are these numbers? Where's the data?
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take Excel file. I know how to like get it. It's for large companies to buy because it's like $4,000
Oh,
to buy
wow.
access to various, and it's up to like $9,000 for
Oh,
like
wow.
specifics for audiences.
Yeah.
So I was like,
It's like,
that's how they make their money.
yeah.
And I'm sure they charge like yearly or something.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say that's kind of nothing for Netflix if they wanted that
Yeah.
information. But if it's like every year you got new.
And I think they'll do like customized stuff. So maybe the surveys that I did was for customized for NBC or something, and I don't know.
Yeah, true.
I
Very cool.
want to do more of them. Send them to me.
Me too, please. I'm so jealous. I hardly get jealous. And I'm like, what? I've been missing out on a whole I won't even do it for the money. I won't even do it for the money. Just for the love of the game.
You're not jealous of my $18 that I made?
No, I just want the reason why we started this podcast, I want my opinions and thoughts on, to be included in the facts of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really, really cool though. 10, that's incredible.
I hope you get chosen for one. Okay, so according to Nielsen, in December of 2024, this is how the percentages people consumed TV in.
Okay.
So when they were watching TV, how did they consume it? So 43.3% was streaming, so that was the highest.
Okay.
And then 23.8 was cable, 22.4 was broadcasting, and then 10.6 was other.
Okay.
I don't know what other is.
Yeah. Who knows? Okay.
Newspaper, I don't know.
So cable and network are pretty close. right
Yeah,
now.
they are. Streaming is bigger though, but again, the way when I looked into it, because I was curious, and Nielsen was saying that again, this is combination. So people aren't. It's not that 43.3 people are only watching streaming. It's when they do watch TV, 43% of the time, it's streaming content.
Gotcha.
And then they ranked, like they said, the percentages. So within that 43.3%,
Mm-hmm.
I threw this in there because it was part of that. So people are like, that doesn't add up to that number. 11.1% is YouTube, which I mean, that's not TV. They do have YouTube TV, and you can watch TV on YouTube, but it's slightly different content.
Yeah, it
And we
is.
could talk about that eventually, but
Yeah.
it's not one that we've included.
Yeah.
I do pay for YouTube Premium, though.
You know.
I will not watch. I hate ads. Take my money.
I do too. I wanted to bring it up when you were giving us the stats of the money for the streaming services with no ads and ads. And I wanted to be like, can we have a conversation about, have we just become so used to the streaming of it all that we're like, no ads? Or is it okay to just pay for a service with ads? It's just TV. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm.
If I'm paying you, the reason we have ads is, especially for network TV, is to pay for it so that the networks can pay for the shows that they're making and the news, the network.
Yeah.
Cable, kind of the same thing a little bit, but you are paying it, but that's more for like the infrastructure and the cable company.
Yes.
If I'm streaming your service, I'm giving you that money, and that is instead of the ads.
Yeah, I get you. Like, I don't need anything else.
Yeah, if I wanted to watch ads, I would just watch live TV.
Yeah. That's true.
And I'm choosing to watch yours instead.
That's true.
And I gave you my money. And Netflix, I was so pissed at Netflix, so I did the one with ads.
Yeah.
And it is like some shows don't have ads at all.
Yeah.
And then some have a bunch.
That's another thing. Even Hulu, I don't even know, maybe mistakenly clicked it, and it doesn't hurt as much as I feel like we think it does. It really doesn't.
Well, what my problem was is that Netflix ads were so glitchy that it would like stop playing the show whenever an ad would come up.
Oh, wow.
And I think they did it on purpose so that I got so mad that I upgraded my subscription.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past Netflix. I would not put it past them at all.
There's somebody was like, oh yeah, the ads are really buggy. They're like, perfect. Don't fix it.
This will get them.
Yeah. So 8.5% is Netflix.
Okay.
That's the next highest. And then we have Prime, that's 4%. Hulu is only 2.5. And then Disney Plus is after that.
Okay.
And then we got Roku, Tubi, Peacock, Paramount Plus, and Max,
Yeah.
Pluto TV.
I believe Hulu. Wait, okay, yeah, I believe the Hulu stuff.
I'm surprised it's below Prime, though.
I thought you said Hulu then Prime.
Netflix, Prime, and Hulu.
Okay. Do you think Prime, maybe because of, I guess that, no, they're still doing people accessing Prime Video. I was going to say people just having Amazon Prime, but not accessing Prime Video. But no, they would have the stat of if you're accessing it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I am surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, let's see, I had a couple questions, but we, as usual, have just been
Chatting.
having a great conversation. So I'm trying to think of the ones I want to do to wrap up.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do 2. They're all actually kind of together.
Okay.
One thing before that, though, so you were talking about parents being like up, like more tech savvy maybe,
Yeah.
and probably like
stream
stream.
for it.
The cable provider for my area, the one that everybody uses, let me just say that's
Yeah.
not Comcast, that's not all the other ones.
Yeah.
Probably 5-6 years ago, stopped offering cable boxes, and they told their customers to stream their cable, like live TV, through their app.
What?
Yeah, and then what they also did is they offer very like interesting tiers,
Yeah.
and they have a platform so that you can it'll do the math for you to see, okay, how much is it going to cost if I want to access, if I just do basic cable with you, but I want access to ESPN? Okay, how do I pair these together? How much is
Whoa.
it going to cost? Yeah.
Wait, can you say the name of the
It's
cable?
EPB,
Oh,
which is
never heard.
which is interesting because it's government owned,
Oh.
and
didn't-
it's they say that Chattanooga has the world's fastest internet because we have fiber optics.
Yeah.
Had I think
Wow.
cities
That
have
is
it.
very cool.
Yeah.
They need to bring that everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting, like, shift for them. I guess maybe because they're smaller.
Yeah. Maybe, do they need to bring that everywhere? I'm sorry.
I know it's
Yeah.
tricky.
It is tricky. It is tricky. So you have to have a TV.
That you can download. I think it's like an app, right? So you have to have
Yeah.
a smart TV or
Yeah,
like an Apple
that's what I was
TV
saying. Yeah.
or you have to have something that you can
Access.
download the app
Yeah.
on. And I think it was accessible for most TVs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. It's different.
it is.
I need to think about if I like it or not.
Honestly, they were, I think, pushing people out of their stream. I don't think they wanted to be doing that anymore
Okay.
because, again, they were promoting other platforms.
Yeah.
And it just made everybody switch to like Hulu or,
Yeah.
live TV through another,
Yeah.
which I think they're fine with.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they make a lot of money off of that.
Okay. Got you.
That's
Got
not their big money
Yeah.
maker.
Yeah, I feel like a cable box is a cable box for a
Mhm.
reason, you know? Yeah. Dang, I did not know that though.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the way that I want to wrap it up is just like, let's talk about pros and cons of these different services and what is your favorite, and then wrap up with just a little, where do we think streaming's going?
Okay.
So what is your favorite platform? What do you think is like what's your favorite one and what has the best value?
Okay. That's a great question.
If somebody was like, Ellen, I can only do one
One
streaming service, which one should it be? Which one should I do? Standard, no ads.
All right, I think I want to go Hulu without even thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too, because even if you don't do the live TV,
Yeah.
you have access to the most content.
Yes, I agree.
It is the most expensive, but
Is it?
$18.99.
Oh yeah.
But I think you get your money's worth
Yeah, I do too. I really do
for.
too.
I
All of it.
yeah. I
Also,
think
the diverse kind of content. Yeah.
mhm. Peacock is a runner-up for me though.
I can see that. I can't.
I will.
Hmm,
I
see that.
will say that's always been my feeling for a very long time. Maybe not so much with the price increases, because it used to be less than $10, right?
Yeah.
And you could get local channels live,
Yeah.
like local news, and you got tons of old shows, and they were coming out with really good new shows.
Yes.
I think $13.99 is a little bit high for what you're getting.
Yeah. But they also have, I'm pretty sure Peacock was in the Olympics. They do sports. I'm leaning towards it being number 2. I agree with you. I think it's worth it.
It definitely does depend on what kind of content you want
You're
to
watching,
consume.
but they have like Housewives, like they do have a broad.
because they have Bravo shows.
Yes,
they have even
exactly.
some ABC shows on there. I don't know quite how that. I
Yeah.
guess they became syndicated, so they could just pick up whatever.
True. Yeah.
So they have a lot
Yeah.
that you can access.
Yeah, they do.
So they're like, I can't spend $18.99. I can spend $13.99. Be like, gotcha.
Yeah, Peacock.
And then I'm gonna say Apple after that. I don't think that you get a lot. I think you might be able to start watching some movies, like non-Apple movies. Like every month they'll have some that are free to watch.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I know they did that with the Charlie Brown, but that was like seasonal, you know.
I think.
Yeah.
But for $9.99.
Yeah. That's how much it. Sorry, you were saying all these. Clearly, I don't listen. But $9.99 is a great. Yeah, if that's what you're paying per month for Apple TV, I think that's
For quality.
Yeah, I think that's great.
The quality that they're putting out is top notch.
I agree.
Versus Netflix, Netflix is one of those that I'll just cancel as soon as Love Is Blind is over and the last season of You.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cancel it again,
Yeah.
and I probably won't get it again until the next season of Love Is Blind
Okay.
because they have neat stuff on there.
Yeah.
The Office isn't on there anymore though,
No, it's not.
so
Why the hell do I need
30
it?
Rock's not on there.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
That's
that was
true.
the reason that people had Netflix for the longest time.
Yeah. I think I just will always have Netflix because I've always had Netflix. I've never, like, unsubscribed from Netflix ever.
Oh, I was very much using my parents
Yeah.
the longest time,
Yeah.
and they finally caught on. Finally. And I think also my dad stopped paying for the extra
Oh,
households.
yeah.
I think with the last price increase, he was like, "Get your own."
Yeah.
Fine.
I want to attempt to cancel it, but I share it with my family,
Mm,
so I don't. Yeah, it's fine at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. I think it's the least.
well, I think
needed.
Prime Video is. The only
Okay.
thing good that's been on there is Marvelous Miss Maisel.
That's true. But the thing with Prime that they are doing now, but also I'm pretty sure you can do it with Apple TV too. You can do add-ons.
Mhm.
I mean, you can do it with all, but they have the BritBox add-on, they have the BET Plus add-on, they have the Mubi, which had the movie with Demi Moore,
Oh yeah.
Substance the Substance. They have that add-on like that. I think they're trying to capitalize on that way
Okay.
because I don't think you can access those kind of streaming services without Prime Video.
You
You
can
can do it separately.
you can do it through you can do it separately. Like
Yeah.
BritBox, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it separately.
I do. That's one thing about Hulu I like with the add-ons that they do have, which is like Showtime, HBO, that it is all in one platform.
Yeah,
It
Helps a
helps keep track
Yeah.
of what you're paying for.
I agree.
And it makes it easier where, okay, we haven't watched HBO in a month. I'm going to cancel it. And what I always told Drake is, I've canceled it. If we want to watch something, we can just get it again.
Yeah.
But we'll just do that when we get a notification that we aren't subscribed anymore.
Yeah, I get
And
that.
then that way we're not accidentally paying for a year
Yeah,
of service.
I get that. I actually which one do I want to say first? You did not mention my beloved Paramount Plus.
Yeah. It was 1.4%
You
on
said it
the
was not
43
needed.
points. Well, the numbers just aren't very high. So,
I
yeah.
think this is the hardest I've ever laughed. Because I would put that above Prime Video.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Oh, above Prime Video?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would
that's what
even maybe Peacock, depending on the content. They're getting a
They're
lot
getting
of
there.
stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
They're gonna.
I agree.
Do you know how much it is a month?
I want to say $13.99.
I think it is too.
Yeah, I want to say that. I just wrote this all down. Because their beloved Yellowstone is on there.
Mhm.
They have, and then they have a lot of archival shows,
Yeah, because I think
Star Trek, stuff like that.
Viacom owns Paramount or
Mhm.
vice versa, and so
Yes,
you got
yes.
like the MTV shows. You got
Yes. It's Told by Ginger.
so you
stuff
got
like
the
that.
Nickelodeon shows.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Paramount movies.
Yeah. Will we put it above Apple TV Plus?
For if you're gonna have a second streaming service.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we would say Hulu's number one.
Yes.
We would say Paramount Plus TV or Peacock.
I'm gonna go with Peacock. I think that's a personal preference.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with Peacock just where I'm currently at in life. That's what I think
Fair.
the most value for my money is.
I would say. I mentioned Paramount a lot on here. I would still give it to Peacock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not your beloved app that you were just so offended that I didn't talk about.
I know. I was just offended it wasn't mentioned at all, and I was like, wait, Oprah mentioned Prime Video. Hold on. But yeah, I just think the comedy in the Peacock landscape is
Mm-hmm.
iconic. You
Yeah.
need to have it there.
I think Apple and Netflix and Prime are ones that you can get and then
Cancel whenever.
yeah for the shows and then
Yeah.
so 3 months later.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention, so I've never done that for any. And actually, recently, like this past week, last week as well, I was like, I just watch TV all the time. Why am I paying monthly? I can get like a little $20
Mhm.
credit, so I've just paid annually for all my subscriptions now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hulu, because that's live now.
American Express will also give you like right now I think they're giving you if you spend $100 or $99 on Max, then you get a $20 credit.
Okay.
So that's an annual subscription, right?
Yeah.
And so then really it's only $80.
Yeah. Look at that.
But the only problem is I get Max through Hulu, and I'm like, we're running into the danger then of it getting renewed next year, me not remembering. And so I'm not
No.
really saving that $20.
Yeah, I get you. I get Max through my parents' Xfinity.
Yeah.
Cable.
Yeah.
Which is game changer,
Mhm.
lifesaver. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to say this really quick, and
Yeah.
we're gone.
We also didn't mention Max, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No, I'll save it. I got a really good story about my how I was stealing cable for about 5 years.
You'll save it or you'll never mention it because then
Oh.
you'll be charged with a criminal.
I didn't do it illegally.
Okay.
Stealing is not an interesting word to use.
Okay.
They just had a loophole that I took advantage of.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
really good one. So I'll next
Save
show.
it for another.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Leaving me hanging.
do you have any other statements, questions?
No,
Yeah.
I think that was all the information you found was really, really cool. I learned a lot. I was like, oh, and it was a really nice way to wrap up this little series that we did about the history of TV.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I do agree that Apple TV, I think Apple TV is the newer, shinier one, but it is worth it with the quality of content that they are giving us.
For
I agree
sure.
with that. And Netflix is just sucks. And I agree with you all now.
They're really pushing their limits here of what people are willing to tolerate with the content that they're providing.
Yeah, I agree. Do we want to mention where Max would go? I guess you said like Apple, what was the other one? Prime, what was the other? Something else. You could,
Peacock?
and Peacock, you can cancel here and there?
Oh, the ones that you can cancel here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, HBO is one that I'll
Yeah,
cancel
but
here
you
and
can
there.
cancel here and there. I
Yeah.
think so, too.
But HBO I kind of loop in with Hulu just because
Yeah.
that's how I get it.
Yeah.
And it's on the same platform.
Yeah, I get you.
And often it's looped in with other stuff, so it's a little hard to. I don't think of it as standalone often.
Yeah, I get you. I guess the only other thing I want to say is I love Hulu. I love going through shows on there. They don't allow for their original series to breathe. I think that's one thing we didn't mention about this. The original series from the streaming services, I think the issue people have been having with them is they don't allow them to breathe. And network TV and cable TV allow TV shows to go through their seasons more for characters to develop, for plots to develop. And the issue with streaming services is that they don't. And it's a real shame, a real pity.
And also, and this I think is kind of what you're saying or similar. I watched that apple cider vinegar, loved it, forgot I watched it
Yeah.
because I consumed it so quickly.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It's not right. Yeah.
I had to write it down, otherwise I would not have mentioned it,
Yeah.
even though I loved it. So it's so fast. It's like fast fashion. We're just consuming all of this.
So much. Yeah.
I feel better about it morally a little bit though. So
About
streaming TV, like consuming it so quickly and then
leaving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. And then I guess the only other, we'll delve deeper into specific streaming services, but Netflix truly being the only one that drops full seasons. Well, I guess we're not with the Love is Blind.
yeah, they've slowly started changing that.
Yeah.
Usually, for the most part.
Have they ever done that with the original series? Not a reality. I don't think they have.
I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough of them though either. Probably
Okay.
to. keep
I do.
track.
I'll back up.
Okay.
Yeah, and say I don't think they have. But Hulu, HBO, all of them, they still do weekly releases, which I think is important for certain TV shows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty much it.
I think that was great. I
Yeah.
really. I think I did a great. No.
You did a great job. She did, everybody.
I
A
think
round of
that it was
applause.
like. I think that was great little trilogy that we did. And
Yeah. I
about it.
learned a fair bit that I thought I knew, but I
Mhm.
obviously didn't. So
Yeah.
this is great.
All right. Well, I guess we will talk to you guys next week.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
Yay.
Are you watching? Are you watching this? Are you watching this?